Hey friends, I wanted to share with you guys tonight how I accidentally became zinc deficient with my vegan diet a couple of years ago. So when I say I was zinc deficient, it wasn't my blood wasn't devoid of zinc. It just didn't fall in that range that is dictated on your blood test results. You know, it was a bit less than the lower value, and so how that happened was, as I've discussed previously, I was a overt fat-free vegan for 4 years, so I wasn't eating any nuts or seeds, and nuts and seeds are pretty high in zinc compared to, you know, they got more zinc than, say, just a lot of fruits and vegetables, right? And the other thing I wasn't eating a lot of during a certain period, as I previously discussed, was I wasn't eating a lot of starch. And if I was eating starch, I was eating more sweet potato and potato as opposed to anything else. And those sweet potato and potato are actually relatively low in zinc compared to the grains and beans. So I wasn't eating grains and beans, and I wasn't eating nuts and seeds, right? So that's how I became zinc deficient. So when I realised I was zinc deficient, I promptly came home and I searched on the internet, you know, what foods are relatively high in zinc that I could eat. So surprisingly, watermelon seeds are actually really high in zinc, but I just don't think they're very practical to eat. So pumpkin seeds are surprisingly high in zinc and iron. So I bought some organic Styrian pumpkin seeds that are grown in Austria. They're the bomb, and I still eat them today. And also a grain that's actually a lot of the grains are high in zinc, but the one that I was particularly interested in was oats. So I started eating oats again, and even rice has appreciable amount of zinc in it, and also garbanzo beans, which I can't eat even when they're organic without getting a headache. So, but also lentils and other beans are high in zinc. So now I have found a rice I can eat, and I found a lentil I can eat, and I started also growing my own beans just to get more zinc. And I eat the oats and the pumpkin seeds. So now I'm all good in the zinc department. So yeah, and like I have actually seen a couple of years ago when I was going through this zinc issue, I was watching another vegan chick on YouTube, and she was making the same mistake. She was eating hardly any overt fats, and she also wasn't eating like any starches like to speak of, but she came from a background of anorexia, and honestly I still, at that point, I thought this chick still got like a serious eating disorder in my opinion, because even the food she wasn't eating a lot. She was just like eating not that many fruits and vegetables. In like my opinion, I wouldn't have been satiated. And I remember telling her that, you know, I've been looking at a lot of what you eat in a day videos, and I'm telling you right now that you'll be low in zinc. And she replied, oh, I don't worry about things like that. I said, okay, that's cool bananas. So yeah, so I suppose I'm not the only one that's made that mistake. And you do hear about other vegans, you know, they do talk about vegans potentially becoming zinc deficient, but I don't think, like, it's actually really, as a vegan, it's actually really hard, I think, to become zinc deficient, unless you do what I did and this other chick did, like, you know, don't eat many nuts and seeds and don't eat any grains or beans. Like, you know, but who does that on a vegan? Like, lot of normal vegans actually eat those foods. So, you know, I don't think it's that easy to become zinc deficient on a vegan diet, you know, as long as you're eating from those food groups. So yeah, anyways, well, I hope this was interesting and informative, and thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you later.